No one's
to
saying
result
they are. No
in
one's saying those viruses
SARS-CoV-2.
caused the pandemic.
Senator Paul,
We're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were
They're not.
animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Elon Musk tweeted, "Prosecute Fauci," in possibly one of the most liked tweets in American history. 1.2 million likes, 181,000 retweets. The American public wants to prosecute Fauci, and now it looks like Rand Paul is following through on that retweet. Dr. Rand Paul has referred Dr. Fauci to DC prosecutors for criminal charges. Republican Rand Paul demands perjury probe into his lie under oath that COVID did not come from a Wuhan lab. Paul accuses Fauci of committing perjury during his testimony during the Senate committee in 2021. The senator also has made an official criminal referral to Attorney General Merrick Garland. He hasn't heard back. Shocker on that. The Department of Justice has not responded. Republican Senator Rand Paul is now recommending top prosecutor in Washington, D.C. pursue the investigation and possible criminal charges of Dr. Anthony Fauci for allegedly lying under oath about COVID-19 origins. Paul sent the letter to Matthew Graves. Don't expect anything to happen there in Washington, D.C., where they protect rats like Dr. Fauci. But hey, man, listen, let's go. At least somebody's doing something. Here is videotape of the actual lie occurring in real time.
I want to understand that if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible
No one's
to
saying
result
they are. No
in
one's saying those viruses
SARS-CoV-2.
caused the pandemic.
Senator Paul,
We're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were
They're not.
animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you
Admit the truth.
and you implying
Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come.
You've seen millions of hours of Dr. Fauci give interviews, right? He was ubiquitous. He was on every single program. You ever seen his hand shake like that? Such a tell. This is what happened. Dr. Fauci lied to Congress about illegally funding the gain-of-function research in the Wuhan lab. Were it not for Rand Paul, he would have probably gotten away with it. He should be in jail. He lied to Congress, and you can see now demonstrably, there are rules about lying to Congress, by the way. Prison, minimum fines, big time problems that Dr. Fauci would face under a real justice system. This article confirms the truth. Fauci is guilty as charged. Dr. Fauci's deception. The free press. What does it show? It shows a trove of emails, Slack messages, and other documents from Fauci's behind-the-scenes involvement. Tony doesn't want his fingerprints on the origin stories. They're so you can always tell where people are guilty based on what they're trying to hide, right? So, Telltale Heart from Edgar Allan Poe. Where's the body buried? It's in the floorboards, because that's where you look to. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where Rand Paul is looking right now. Rand Paul putting up the receipts here, baby. This directly contradicts everything that Dr. Fauci said in committee hearing to me, denying absolutely that they funded any gain of function, and it's absolutely a lie. This is why I sent an official criminal referral to the Department of Justice. So what is he talking about? He's talking about an email from Dr. Fauci that includes Francis Collins, his boss, that also includes some of the real jackwagons that assisted in the offshoring of gain-of-function research, because it was banned here in the United States of America by Barack Obama, of all people, saying the suspicion was heightened by the fact that scientists in the Wuhan lab are known to have been working on gain-of-function experiments to determine the molecular mechanisms associated with bat viruses adapting to human infection. And the outbreak originated in Wuhan. So this is Dr. Fauci just straight up saying, yeah, of course, they did the gain-of-function in Wuhan. Oh, and by the way, we funded it. So it is demonstrable. We have the evidence laid cut and dry before you. Dr. Fauci lied to Congress. Dr. Fauci covered up his tracks. The Trojan horse, COVID-19, being manufactured inside of a Wuhan laboratory with American taxpayer dollar funding, because it is illegal to do here. And then that Trojan horse being used for unlimited mail-in balloting. How curious that there were all of the apparatus in place ready for unlimited mail-in ballot. They already have ballots printed. Yes, okay. Got it? Yeah, got it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard to see What's going on here? Jesse Waters asking Rand Paul about this directly and saying, okay, what did you find? Here's the senator in his own words. Take it away.
So COVID's over. Even Biden said so. He shut off fireworks to celebrate. But not at MSNBC. They say it's time to put the masks back on.
A mask can be your best friend. Keep it private. Back in time, we've had them in our pockets, in our coats, in our backpacks. Time to bring them out again, especially as the school season starts. We don't want to see kids missing school for things that we could have prevented.
If your child wears a mask to school this year, they won't have a best friend. There was so much damage done during the pandemic and no one paid the price. The only people who paid the price were the people who spoke the truth. Anthony Fauci funded gain-of-function research at the sloppy Wuhan lab that sprung a leak and killed millions of Americans. He told Congress he didn't do it. And if you lie to Congress, you're guilty of perjury. Senator Rand Paul tried to let Fauci take it back, but he wouldn't.
Knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. You do not know what you are talking about.
Not only did Fauci lie about funding gain-of-function research in Wuhan, Fauci knew the virus was probably man-made. A smoking gun email from Dr. Fauci himself in the beginning of the pandemic said, highly credible scientists with expertise on evolutionary biology had viewed the virus and were very concerned that this was not natural, that this did not naturally come from bats. They were highly suspicious that, quote, this mutation was intentionally inserted. Fauci continued to write why the scientists were suspicious, and it was because Wuhan was known to be working on gain-of-function with bat viruses that made it easier to infect humans. And now China's been caught again, this time here in America. A secret Chinese biolab has been uncovered in California. The secret biolab experiments on infectious diseases like E. coli, tuberculosis, and of course, COVID. The Chinese lab was experimenting on mice with these viruses. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul joins us now. So, Senator, what are we going to do with Dr. Anthony Fauci?
You know, rarely do you catch someone lying to Congress with their own words, proving that they're a liar. So this is an extraordinary event here that we have email from before he lied to us in Congress with him admitting that, yes, gain-of-function research where they take two viruses, combine them and make them more infectious or more dangerous for humans. Yes, they were doing that. Yes, he knew it. And then he came to Congress and lied about it. At first, he implied, oh, we weren't even funding it. And then we showed him the research papers with the grant number from NIH. He says, oh, well, I guess we were funding it, but it wasn't gain-of-function. All my experts tell me it wasn't gain-of-function. So the thing is he was lying, and we're looking for the paper trail on this because the big lie and the big judgment error was also there was supposed to be a committee, a safety committee, look at research to see if we should fund it. And none of the research in China ever went to the committee. Why? Only one person had the power to go around the committee. That was Anthony Fauci. So it's not just mistakes by other people. He directly gave them an exemption. This allowed the research to happen and ultimately the pandemic. He bears some culpability for the leak of the virus from this lab because he funded it.
And so what happens if you lie to Congress? Do you get in trouble for that?
It depends on whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you're a Republican and a supporter of Trump, you go to jail. If you're a Democrat, maybe you'll get a plea bargain or a deal like Hunter Biden got. No, he's got nothing. And the sad thing about it is there's never been a lie before Congress where we actually could prove that someone lied by their own words. Usually someone else came in and there was some other evidence. We have Anthony Fauci in his own words admitting that he lied. And yet Merrick Garland, the most partisan attorney general in the history of the United States, is not doing a thing about it.